Hey y'all, it's Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom. This is the cutting instructions for the triple kit. If you remember, it was the Get Your Green On, Shake Your Shamrocks, and the Lucky. The Lucky comes with a 10-inch frame, the Get Your Green On comes with a 10-inch frame, and the Shake Your Shamrocks comes with the sign extender. So look at your ribbon that you have here. The ribbon that has the my favorite style plaid and the nice shamrocks, that goes with Get Your Green On. The one that has the least amount of ribbon, I see my husband wrapped these up for me. The least amount of ribbon gets the, is for the sign extender, okay? And the one with the black and white plaid, that is for your lucky sign. So we're going to separate all those, and then you should have all together, I think it was wrapped nine pipe cleaners, and then one extra for this. Now, this project does require a staple gun, okay? It does require a staple gun. You'll see, this is the prep, okay, for this kit. This is the cutting instructions, and then in separate videos you'll have each of these separately. So this is just the cutting instructions so that you can take your time and just, you know, really settle into cutting and not making mistakes. So our ribbon, okay, our ribbon is going to be, excuse me while I undo these, my husband must have wrapped these for me. The ribbon here, now it's wrapped in 10 inches, okay? The ribbon that has 9 wrappings, so it's wrapped 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and a half. So those are for your tails, okay? And then this is for your bow, for the Get Your Green On. And then let's go over to here. We have, we have our buffalo plaid and the shamrocks that are our tails, and then the other 3 are for our bow. Okay, so now we know which our tails are and which for our bow. Okay, so from here we're going to cut everything 16 inches. I'm sorry, the tails are going to be cut 16 inches. Again, this is just the cutting video, because if you don't cut, if you're not cutting, you're not following along, then you could cut wrong measurements, and then therefore your kit would be a little bit, you know, you might be a little bit short on your kit. So 16 inches, we need 6 of them, because we're only going to be working on the outside 6 twist ties for those 10-inch frames. Okay, now this was exactly enough for 16. This was a little bit over, it's okay. Exactly enough for 16 inches. So make sure you're cutting exactly 16 inches. If you're using a ribbon board, don't forget that length might be 16 inches long, but as you wrap it, it gets, you know, it doesn't get long, it gets longer. So make sure you're cutting exactly 16 inches. Just like I am. I know this is a little tedious, but 16 inches is the key. A little bit extra. Okay, so that's the measurements here. And then again, these are our tails, so they're 16 inches also. You want to grab your kit and measure right along with me. And cut, prepare. 16 inches. Same thing with the shamrocks. So with the 10-inch frames, I like to, even though it's a 10-inch frame, I like to make that frame, that overall design, much wider than the 10-inch, right? You know, when we made this pancake frame and included the 10-inch, I knew my customers were used to a certain size, and so I didn't want to go down in size as far as, you know, my overall design. So I had to come up with a way that, you know, to make our wreath look and appear, you know, fairly wide still. I didn't want to end up with a 10-inch wide, you know, wreath. And so we cut our mesh a little differently. We apply our mesh a little bit differently. So it's just a little different design, still making the end result about 23 inches wide. So still super cute. Okay, I folded those all. I got my nice sharp scissors here, cut on the fold up towards that edge. And then I'm just going to shift these. Now, even though you saw me cut them all at 16 inches, sometimes they shift a little bit and it's, you know, doesn't end up being exactly perfect. I'm not even worried about them being exactly perfect. I want them roughly 16 inches. With the kit, of course, you only have a certain amount of ribbon, so you want to make sure you're cutting right exactly on that 16-inch mark. But as far as getting them to line up perfectly, it's fine. It's really just fine. I just line them up as best as I can. Cut on the folds. Here we go. Okay, so I have those done. And then moving on to our, so this plaid comes in several, I don't even know what the name of it is, but it comes in several different color themes. It is my favorite. I love this plaid. I love it. I love this plaid. It's so cute. They have it in red and pink. They have it in a fall color. They have it in patriotic. I totally, absolutely love it. It's so cute. Okay, lining those all up again, folding it, cutting on the fold up towards my edge, making a nice pretty V shape there, doing that with both. Again, your ribbons are 16 inches long, lining them all up. Now your mesh, okay, you have one roll of mesh for all three projects. Your mesh, you need 6 pieces here, 6 pieces here, and 1 piece here, okay? So I took that, I needed 13 pieces, and so I took that and divided it by the 360 inches that we have for the, on the roll. Okay, again, this is prep, so I'm going to take my ribbons, put my favorite on the top, align them the best as I can, fold them so that they're ready to go when I start assembling. Fold it, ready to go. So being that, it's, especially with it being 3 projects, you know, of course, if you're going to make them back to back, it's easiest if you have everything ready. If you're not going to make them back to back, I understand if you're going to wait. But you want to make sure you remember the measurements on that, on the, not only on the ribbon, but on the mesh, and particularly since you have one roll of mesh for the whole, all 3 kits. So I have that one ready to go completely. And then for this one, even though I just told you that this is my favorite ribbon, I am going to put the glittered shamrocks on the top. I love it equally. It is cute. Not as, I just love that plaid. So put your favorite on the top, whichever that is. I just love the plaid. Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, so already ribbons are ready. Bows are all set out. Everything's good. Pipe cleaners are good. Got the greenery. So the greenery you can choose to do on any one of your projects. You can put it with get your green on, or you can put it with the lucky, whatever's left. If there's anything left, you can kind of glue it into the bow here. Again, you'll see that in progression in the designing videos. All right, So my mesh, technically, the calculation, I needed 13 pieces. Technically, the calculation told me I could go 27 inches, which is great, but in the event your roll is short, sometime from the manufacturer, unbeknownst to anybody who purchases them, sometimes it can be a little short. And I just had one the other day that was a little short. It was a all foil, wide foil green deluxe. And so, you know, I always get a little nervous on that. So the calculation told me that I could go 26 inches in a little bit. I'm just going to go with flat 26 inches, just so that I can make sure I'm getting what I need. All right. I always take the edge here and cut off the edge. And then I'm going to do 26 inches, okay? 26 inches. I need 6. Now watch how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this purposefully, on purpose. So the first cut here, the second cut here. Because both of these, I need that real estate on the outside frame to be very expandable. I need it to expand as much as it can. And so as we go along here and go towards the edge, the inner of that frame, the pieces are going to not want to expand enough. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not going to want to expand as much as the first one did. So I don't want to cut this and have all of the pieces from the outside over here and then the leftovers over here, because you'll end up with two very different looking designs, okay? One will want to expand and do its thing. One will want to stay real nice and tight. So by mixing this, I know this is maybe a little bit crazy, you might think, but trust me, it will show a difference, okay? It will show a difference. That way we don't have everything from the inside of the frame, inside of the roll on one and vice versa. Okay? Now again, this is the cutting instructions for this kit. Okay, and then what's left, we'll go for that last piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and you can do this if you want, but what I'm going to do is until I'm ready to actually design these, I'm going to just curl these up. Okay, nice and easy. I'm going to put one inside the other and set them aside so that I don't have to, keep moving all 6 of these pieces that I'm not going to use first. I don't have to, worry about them, getting messed up or touching or fraying more on the edge. I don't have to worry about any of that. So again, look for the videos for the instructions. There will be 3 separate videos. This one being the first and probably the most important, so that you can make sure you get everything cut correctly. I invite you to follow us on social media, both on Facebook and on YouTube. We're live and doing videos all the time. I'd want to thank you very much. Also, one last thing, your kits come with your zip tie mounts. Okay, 2 here, 2 on the Lucky, and then for this one, again, you're using your staple gun, so you don't need one. All right? Okay, so that's all we have for all of our pieces. I hope that, and I'm gonna create this one first, of course, set this one aside. So I hope that we have inspired you, or at least taught you how to stretch your supplies for all of your pancake wreath pieces. And I hope to see you in the next video, so you can see all of the designs being created. Again, it's Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. I think I've covered everything. The cuts are the most important. I know which ones are for the ribbon or for the bows. Can't think of anything else, so we're good. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.